I have to drop and join. Okay, is that okay? Sorry about that.
We made you as a host, sir. Now you can share the screen.
I think it's a problem with my system setting. Okay, let me
Okay,
just
no issue, sir. You
join back
you can
again.
send
Yeah.
it to me, or you can send it to Professor Anu. We will present it. Don't worry.
Yeah, yeah. Just give me 1 second. I'll just join.
Yeah, no
Okay.
issues. Screen is visible, sir. Yeah.
Okay.
Hmm.
Okay. Great. So what you see here on the screen is a Colab notebook. So this is freely provided by Google. A lot of you may be already using it for your work. So we don't want to get into too many details here. I'll just introduce what this Colab is quickly for people who have not used this, and then also start with some Python introduction. So then we will get into the actual content of today's thing, right? So the moment you go to this website, are you able to still see my screen? You are able to still see my screen, right?
Yeah, sir, we are able to
Okay,
see your
okay.
screen,
Yeah,
sir.
yeah, sure. Okay. So the moment you go to this colab.research.google.com, you will be able to get this. You should have a Google account, Gmail account for this. So currently I'm using my Gmail account. This is how you will see the screen, and then you can just go ahead and create a new notebook, right? So you can just click on new notebook in Drive, and then you will see this kind of a notebook that opens here. So I just created a new notebook before I joined this meeting. So that is what you see here, right? So why are we using this notebook? So you don't have to install anything on your laptop, just browser. You will be able to kind of load this. You will be able to run notebooks on this. You will be able to write Python code, execute the Python code, and then also load the data, all of that. Right? So what happens is when you click on this connect button that you have on the right hand side, this creates a virtual machine for you, right, automatically. And then all the code that you write, all the libraries that you use will be in that runtime, right? So everything is happening in the cloud, so you don't have to worry about a machine and all of that, right? You don't have to install anything in your laptop or whatever. So that's the advantage of having this. And why are we using this kind of a notebook? This is called a notebook. So for people who have done analysis, they are already aware of this. So it's easy to do experiments, right? So the way you write code is like you just click on this plus code button, then it will open a tab for you to write code. I'll show you all of this in a while. You can just click on this code to kind of write the code, and then you can click on the text button to write text or notes like this, right? So I have created some text notes that you can see here, so that it is easier for us to review this notebook later. The other advantage is, so when you write a Python file normally, every line of code is executed all the time, right? You don't, so for example, you write some 100 lines, you execute that code, and then you make a mistake, and then you kind of execute it again, right? So every time all the 100 lines are executed. But in this case, you can specifically choose cells and then execute only those, so that it gives you more freedom to kind of do some experiments, start small and keep building, right? So I'll show you how this whole thing happens, right? So during this demo. Now with that, I think I'll directly jump into a little bit on Python introduction. This is what I really want to do here. I think Anu ma'am and the team at the MCC were giving me some instruction on like, let us start with some basic Python introduction for 10 minutes before we jump into the actual thing, right? Let me just start with the very basics of the Python so that all of us know about this, get a flavor of this.
Hello. Good evening, sir. Sorry to interrupt. But are we going to do our Python programming in this notebooks?
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
So how can we do it? Means there is some link to download?
Yeah. We will share all the links. We will also explain how to do that. Right? So when the breakout session starts, we will.
I just already shared you the link. It is actually the Python cloud environment. You don't need to install. Could you please see the chat box? I have just posted collab.research.google.com.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
You can just click it and you can go. Venugopal sir, you can just type anything in any notepad or anything because it looks small. Or you can
let me increase the font size.
Yes, sir.
I'm just trying
to figure out. Magnify, sir. You can magnify.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. Yeah.
Even one more time, sir.
Sure. Is this okay?
Now fine, sir. Now fine, sir.
Okay, great. So the moment you click on this plus code button, right, you will be able to see something like this: start coding or generate with AI, right? So I will also explain how to generate with AI a little bit later. Let us now start with some basic Python things, right? Similar to your calculator, you can use this to write some simple expressions, right? For example, I want to just do some 5 plus 2, right? You just type in the whole thing, and then there is a small start button, right? Run cell. If you just hover your mouse over here, you will see this run cell. You can just click on this, right? This will run the code. So now when you click on this, it is taking a little bit time for the first time because now you can see on the right hand side top corner also. Now it is trying to create a runtime in the cloud behind the scenes. It's deploying the code. It is creating a runtime. All of that is happening. So now you have got a machine assigned to you. This has this RAM, this is the disk size, all of that you have. And now this code is executed and you can see the result right below. Right? So this is the advantage we get with this notebooks. So you can also type in parallelly while I do this so that you can get some experience on how to use this as well, right? So let me just type a very simple program using Python code. Python is like a very simple language to learn, right? It looks like you write some text, right? So it's more text oriented language. Let's say I want to define some variables, right? So x is a variable I want to define. You can just assign some number to it. So now you want to add these two numbers, right, and see what is the value, right? So you just do x plus y. So that is also possible, right? So now I want to write a little bit harder program. I want to define an equation. So I have defined an equation y equal to x power 3, right? So the star means it's like x power 3, or let me just make it x power 2. So it's just going to square the number and then store it in y, right? So now I'm just going to do print y. Because I have already defined x as 2, it's just going to square that x already and then print that number, right? What if I change the value of x to something else? Then if you run the cell again, you will be able to see 10 power 2, that is 100. That's what gets printed, right? So I just want to give you a flavor of this environment. That's why I'm taking this very simple stuff, right? So I also have created, so we have shared these notebooks also with you. Anu ma'am, have you shared these notebooks already, or we are yet to share them?
No, sir, it's already shared with them.
Already shared. Okay, great. So I already have some examples here, right? You can also, if you want more details about Python, you can also go through this introduction. So this is like a very simple introduction provided by Google team. You can almost get most of the important things, right? So by just going through this 2-3 hour material here. So I just want to take few more things before we jump right into the harder parts of this. So this is how you write a if-else condition. If you just say like if name equal to this, then print this, or else print this, right? This is how you normally write a if-else condition. The reason I am showing this is the moment you write an if condition, this is the syntax, and then you also need to kind of have this next line intended, right? So this is called indentation. You have to move this next line slightly on the right hand side, so that the
Venugopal
compile.
sir, sorry to interrupt.
Venugopal sir,
They are not able to
could
see
you?
your code. So could you please just copy and paste the code in chat box also, so they can just view what they are seeing?
Okay.
Because they're not able to see, it seems. Screen is very the screen size is very low or small.
Is it better now?
Yeah, sir, it's better now.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's better.
So let me paste this code here and then maybe explain this. You are able to see this code now. I just initialized a variable name equal to something, and then I'm just checking the variable name equal to this. Then if this name equal to this, then print this value, or else just prints hello world, right? So it's a very simple if-else condition I just wanted to introduce. Now we will be able to see that hello FTP will be printed, right? Because the name is the equivalent to FTP here, right? Let me just execute this and show you. This is what will get printed. And you can also see the indentation, right? So the moment you write this, the next line has to be indented by 2 or 4 characters depending on the environment. But here it is 2 characters. It's important that you indent this, otherwise there is going to be a error, right? So the system is going to throw an error for you. For example, if you
Hello,
just do
sir.
this.
Hello. Yeah, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, you have copied and pasted the code somewhere?
Yeah, on the screen, yes.
On
You
the
are able to
screen
see it on the
only. So
screen?
we can't copy paste. We have to write down the total program, right?
No, we will give you, madam. You can directly paste it and run it. No issues. You no need to write the program.
Ma'am,
Okay,
Just
okay.
listen.
Now,
please
because sir told that we would do it parallelly, that's why I asked.
No, we will give time for that, ma'am. Now you can listen. Then we will put you in some breakout rooms or anything. You can try.
Okay, okay, sir.
Now you coolly listen, ma'am. You can do it.
Okay. So I just want to introduce a little bit more on the complex parts, right? So this is absolutely critical for data analysis. So now we have defined variables. We have talked about if-else conditions, code indentation, and all of that. Now let me get into list variables, right? So list and dictionaries are 2 important things to understand. Maybe I'll just cover the list only today. The way you will define the list is like this, right? You will use this box, right? You will use this left side and right side box to kind of define a list. Then you can add names to it like this, right? So you can also already see how the environment is helping me. You can just press tab. The moment you see this, you just press tab, and then it will all get added. So now I have added 2 items, right? So one is the FTP. So maybe I will say MCC, and then I will say India. I just added 2 items in the name. And now if you just run this code, you can see that this list already contains 2 names, right? Now let me move on to the next one. I just want to add another one. Now you just do print names. So this is going to contain, the list now contains 3 items, right? So this is an important concept to understand. So you will be able to add, remove items from this list. And if you want to see what are all the names in that list, right? So you can also use a for loop. That is where I thought I'll just introduce a for loop here. This is how you write a for loop. So now you can see that. So what this code is doing is it takes this list called names, and then each name inside that it is trying to iterate once. This loop will run once, and then it is printing each and every one of those items in the list. Right? So that's how this whole thing works. So now let me go back to this notebook and then maybe just talk about quickly the method. So a lot of times you can just write your code like this, small snippets of code like this, and then execute. Sometimes you may have to also create methods. If it is very hard for you, if you have not written methods, don't worry about it. You can pick up these things maybe later. This is how you normally define a method in Python. And then finally, you can return a value from it. Right? So this is a simple method that you have defined. So this is where you define a method, and then the way you call that method is you just put the method name and then pass the values that are required. So in this case, I'm calling that method my method and then passing this value hello world. So when you call this method, what happens is it is just going to print a return value of the method received and then the input. That's what you see here, right? This is the output when you execute this code. All right. So we just talked about lists. Maybe you can also go through this code. I just created a list of car makes and then try to print this. I added a new item to the car makes, and then you can see that here. You can also access the variables, right? So for example, you want to only access the first item in the list. The way you can do that is like put 0, right? The numbering starts from 0 to the last -1, right? So if you have 5 values, the numbers start from 0 to 4, right? So that's how the values are. And if you want to just access first 2 values, this is how you do it, right? So 0 to 2. If you want to access the third and fourth, right? So this is how you do it, right? You can also do it. So you can also you saw that error. The reason you saw that error is I have not initialized those variables. I did not run these cells before running that cell. That's why you see this error. Now this is resolved, right? Okay. So this is an important variable. It's an important list is like one of the important things that you will have to understand in Python, right? Similarly, dictionary is another. So dictionary is key and value. So this is how you initialize it. You have a key and then you have a value. This value can be a simple value or it can be multiple. It can be a list. It can be anything, right? So this is how you can define a dictionary. You can add items to the dictionary. And you can also, if you know all of those items one single go, you can also create something like this, right? So in this case, I created car models with multiple car models inside each and every make. Right? So that's how I have created this key, so this dictionary. Now, the way you can access this is by using the keys list and then also the values list. The moment you have a dictionary, you can use this keys and values to kind of print all the values. Maybe you can go through this code offline because we already like completed 20 minutes. We have to move on to the next set of things. Right? You can go through this code offline and then try to understand this as well.
Vijay here. There is one blue line in your screen. So not sure whether it is from you or it is from the presentation.
Oh, this one is it?
Yeah. One vertical blue line.
Oh, vertical blue line. Okay, I'm not sure why.
Okay, please proceed.
Should I refresh the screen? Is it showing up now?
Yeah, it's still showing up, and I'm not sure if that is from your end or moderator end. I'm not sure. Okay, yeah, you can proceed.
Okay. Okay, so now we want to move on to exploratory data analysis. Anu ma'am, is this introduction okay for Python, or should we also continue a little bit more?
Yeah, sir. This is fine, sir. This is fine, sir.
Okay,
So
great.
shall we wind up by 7:15 and we'll give participants a few demo exercises or their practice sessions in breakout rooms?
Sure.
Okay.
We'll do that. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
So now we are going to the core of the session, right? The exploratory analysis. So whenever you have a data set, I think it could be a data set that you have downloaded from internet. It could be the data set that you have collected for your research purposes, right? Understanding that data set itself is very important, right? What kind of data it has, what are all the different patterns that are there in the data, are the variables correlated? So if you have studied statistics, you will be able to do all sorts of things, right, with statistics. That is all possible with this Python as well, right? So you can write a Python code and then you can run it to see any of those. Even when we are doing our work, for example, myself and my colleague Vijay are working at Infosys. During the course of our work, whenever we are building a model, we will spend a lot of time just to understand the data itself, right? That is very, very important. So there are multiple dimensions, but then I have just noted down few dimensions here. One is like, is the data missing? Are there any outliers, right? And then you'll also do a lot of plotting, right, to just see what is going on here. So let me show you some plots that we have created earlier. Right, I am not going to write code now because that's taking a little bit time. And maybe we will also explain one more thing, right? Like how do you create a key in Kaggle and then how to download it maybe at 7:15 before you kind of get into the breakout sessions. But for now, just assume that you have a Kaggle data set and then you can download this, right? So this is the code that you can use to download the Kaggle data set. And for all practical purposes, I have downloaded the data, and then this is the mobile review sentiment, right? You can see this data here in this page. Hopefully, you are able to see my screen. So this is the global mobile review data set that was downloaded.
Sir, you can just post this URL in the chat box, sir. Let them also.
Yeah. So this is already there in the. I'll post all of that. So this data is already downloaded, right? In this, the way you kind of load this data is there is a package named Pandas, right? So don't worry about these technical terms. We will kind of explain this a little bit later. This is a package. This is a well-known package, right? You can just put the name of the file here, right, in this path, and then you can load this data. And if you just do df.head, right, so head is nothing but the first few lines, right? So that's what this data is showing. If you download this data and open this in an Excel sheet, right, you will see this. You will see something like this. That is what is showing up here. Now, I think with this data, you may be aware, right, how to kind of do different plotting, different plots, and how do you kind of analyze different variables that is there in the data, right? I think I'm assuming that you guys are well versed with that. With that understanding, let us just go into a few of the commands that you can use to kind of drill through this data. So df.info. So why do I use this df, right? So df is nothing but data frame, the short name for data frame. It's a variable. The moment you run this code, what happens is this whole data set is stored in this variable df, right? It's called a data frame. And now you can run commands like this, df.info. df.info is going to give you what are all the different columns that are there, right? Is it a not null column? What is the data type of that column? All of that information you will be able to see here, right? you can see that this data set contains a review, and then the customer who did the review, the age of the person, the brand, the model, the dollar price, and then a lot of other things. And also you also have a review text. What did he actually say in the review? And then you also have multiple ratings, right? Battery life rating, camera rating, performance rating. You can see what this data set is all about. And then you also have the source of this data, right? So where this phone was sold or whatever, right? So you can see a lot of different stuff here. Now I want to show you how to create a bar chart with this Pandas code, right? It's like a very simple thing to do. You take the variable that you are interested in, and then just do the value counts. I just want to only see the first 40 things, right? Maybe this is not even required here, because there are only 5 ratings, right? Not more than that. So you can just run this command. Then you will be able to see this bar chart. In the bar chart, you can see on the horizontal axis, you have the rating, and the y-axis, you have the count. How many times the 4 rating has been received, right? So you can see 14,000 times rating, 14,000 reviews are rated 4. 5 is like 6,000 times, right? So 6,500 times. You can see that already here. Similarly, I just created a few more. So where is this data collected from? In what countries this data is collected from, right? So this is the country list. Almost all countries have similar number of reviews, right? That's what you see here from this. Also wanted to do a sentiment. So where am I getting all this? I'm getting all these columns from this column list, right? So there is a sentiment column. I just pick that column and see how is the sentiment data. Whether I'm just drawing a bar chart, right? So you can see that most of the times I'm getting a positive sentiment, which means people like the models, people like the mobile that are sold in these websites, right? So almost 30,000 out of 50,000, the review is positive. So some of those reviews are neutral and some of those reviews are negative, so right, around 10,000 reviews are negative. So till now, we have done bar plots with just one variable, right? I just want to do a bar plot with only one variable and see how it behaves. Now we are trying 2 variables. What happens if I choose my model and the sentiment? So normally we are expecting like costlier models to have better sentiments, right? So iPhone normally will have a better sentiment. A costlier Samsung phone may have a better sentiment compared to like other phones which are like less costlier. That is our assumption, right? Let's see if the data also shows that. So what we have, this is the code to kind of do that, right? What this is doing is, it is taking the model and the sentiment, then it is doing a group by operation on top of that. Then you are plotting this, right? So right now, I think you don't have to worry about these details. We can explain how this happens later. But for now, you can just copy paste this code, change this variable, and somehow you'll be able to see some of these plots. On the x-axis, you can see multiple models, and then you can also see how many are positive, negative, and neutral. Intuitively, I think positive has a green color. So this wherever you have the top, you can see which models are getting higher reviews and all that. Maybe this is not a. I would think the other thing that we want to consider here is. So this is not a good plot to have, right? For example, the number of reviews may be skewing this plot. So here you can see the Realme Pro, Realme 70 is getting higher reviews, it looks like, but it may not be the case, because you will have to convert them into percentages first, right? So how many positive versus negative, that's what you have to count, and then only this plot will be much more meaningful. So again, another 2-dimensional thing, rating across different models, right? Which models have got higher ratings? That's what you can see from this plot. So net, I think what I'm trying to capture here is you can just do plots just with one variable. You'll be able to do plots with multiple variables and stuff like that. Right. Okay, so I'm just scrolling through because we have less time now. So, so if you look at some of this, whatever we have done here, they are all called categorical variables. I hope that you guys understand categorical versus numerical variables, right? So if you look at this data set itself, age is a numerical variable, brand, model, maybe currency, sentiment, country, language, these are all categorical variables because there are only limited set of possibilities in this, right? Whereas if you look at age, it's a numerical variable. Price USD, price local, all these are numerical variables, right? So when you want to plot and see these numerical variables, normally what we will do is we will kind of group them into some buckets. This is the command to kind of do that, right? I just want to show one example. You can convert them into something known as bins, right? 0 to 18 is like one bin. 18 to 29, you can change this, right? So the way you want it based on your need. 18 to 29 is another bin. So because you have 6 numbers, you have 5 bins here. And I'm just naming each one of those bins. Kids, youth, young adult, adult and senior, right? So 50 to 100, I'm just making them as seniors for now. And then you take this data, pd.cut is what you should use to kind of convert them into bins, and then you can see them in bins. Otherwise, you will not be able to draw this across the x-axis because there will be like many examples. So there will be many numbers, right? So age will be like a numerical value, so you cannot really do this on the x-axis. So this is another chart I wanted to explain. So if you see dot or scatter plots, right? So scatter plots are I think if you are aware of scatter plots, I think this is like one example of that, right? So that we have tried here. So this is the command you have to use for that, scatter. And then for scatter plot, to draw a scatter plot, you need what you have to draw on the x-axis and what you draw on the y-axis, right? So that you will have to mention. Age on the x-axis and then price on the y-axis. That's what we have tried here. This is how that plot looks like. I mean, this data set is not a good example to draw this kind of a scatter plot, but I'll show you a better one maybe later. So I also wanted to show you something about this text. What we have seen until now is categorical and numerical. Now I want to show you the text data as well. Review text is normally a text variable. Somebody writes some text, right? This phone is good. This phone is not working well. I'm unhappy with this phone, whatever, right? So now we want to really understand what happened, what is happening with this review text. For that, the simple technique that you can use is like word cloud. This is the code you can use to kind of draw a word cloud. This is what you see. So what you can notice here is some text is like in very, very huge fonts. Some text is in smaller fonts. The reason for that is the larger the font, the many number of times that particular word occurs in this data set, right? Absolutely happens. I mean, people have written absolutely many times over. They have regrets. Regrets are written multiple times. Regrets buying means some of the people who have bought this phone are not happy with the phone, right? So that is happening a lot of times. Some people are saying best purchase, right? So those are all the things that are happening many times. You can also see some of these smaller looking fast updates, fast charging. So these are all the things that people are liking, right? So not happening many times, but then they are also happening. Build quality. So these are all the things that you can learn from this. One of the things that I tried also is for every model, can we draw this diagram, right? For example, Realme Pro. For Realme Pro, this is the word cloud. For Pixel 6, right, this is the word cloud. So that way, it will be easy to analyze which phones are like, which phones are people happy with, which phones people are not, what kind of comments they are giving, right? So those are all the things that can be understood from this. I just have maybe 10 more minutes or 15 more minutes. So what I wanted to do now is like get into this generate code mode, right? So to explain how this whole thing works, right? So this generate, let me just switch. So are you guys with me until this point? Can I move on to the next one?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Sure. So this whole process is called vibe coding, right? Vibe coding is a process where you have some idea, but the person doesn't want to spend too much time writing or learning Python, right? They can use the power of these Gemini or any large language models, right? GPT or any of these large language models to help them to write that code. Even within this, I want to show you a few examples, right? Let me see if I can just do that for you. I'm just going to download this data set, and then I'll show how we can really do this. All right. So the way we can use AI to generate code is just go here and click on generate button. This will open a cell like this. Now you can actually like converse with it, right? Like normal plain English. So it is also showing you few examples of what is possible. You can also pick one of this. Then you will be able to really understand this, right? So for example, I just want to pick one of these, right? A very, very simple task. What I want to now know is what is the correlation between word count. There's a variable called word count and then the display rating. I just want to see the correlation between them. So I just selected that. The moment I selected this thing, the model, here it is using a Gemini model. It is working behind the scenes to write the code for me. So now you can also see that it has written the code, and then it has also filled the cell, right, that you have to execute with a green color one. And then it is also labeled as Gemini, right? So that's what you can notice. And now you can also read through all this, right? So it gives you a very good description of what it is thinking, what it is doing, and stuff like that. At any point in time, if you are not understanding something, you'll be able to ask further questions, right? You can say, if you are not understanding, for example, what is a correlation plot? You can ask it to explain, right? What is a correlation plot, first of all, right? You can do all of that. So now I just want to accept this code and run it and see what happens. So it executed that code. Now you can see the correlation plot. Right? This is the correlation plot that it kind of drew. Just close this. This is the correlation plot that it kind of drew. And I also want to know a value, right? What is the value of this correlation? So this correlation is like 0.16, right? It's not a good correlation. So there is no correlation between word count and display rating, right? That's what this really tells me. Anything beyond 0.6, 0.7 is a good correlation, right? So this is how you can write code. Sometimes you can also do a little bit more larger things. For example, this particular task is a very, very specific task, right? So you are just asking the model to do a very simple single task here. You can also assign a very complex task. For example, let me just, I just noted it before the call. I want to copy paste this, and then now I am going to assign a complex task to this model, because I don't really know what is this data set, what this data set is. I want this model to analyze this whole data set and give me some insights. Let's see if we can really do that. This is a much complex task, much more complex task. I want this to understand the patterns, outliers, correlation, all of that in this data set. And then I'm asking it to create a report. Let's see what happens. Now, this is a much bigger task. It is not going to give you a code directly. What it is going to do is, it will take this task, it will understand that it's a much complex task. It's going to do multiple things, right? So it's explaining the whole thing for you. Understand the data, identify patterns, detect outliers, calculate correlations, analyze the text data, summarize findings, generate report, finish task, right? So it kind of understood your whole thing, and then it explained this in a much detailed way for you. Now, if you do accept or run, you can also accept and run the whole thing, or you can also go step by step. Now, let's choose run step by step. So now it is preparing, right? So it has like 8 or 9 steps in this. Now it is going to ask you at each step, is it okay for me to run this step or not, right? The moment you say okay, then it is going to run that step. Now if you see, it prepared the data. Now it is understand the data, it is waiting for user input, right? What it means is you can accept and run, then it is going to run that for you. If you're not happy with that code, you can kind of try and ask it to rewrite that, or you can do whatever you want at that point in time, right? Based on how things are. So hope this is very helpful. Especially this Gemini mode is going to be very helpful for you guys, right? To play around with this. If you are not very clear on what you should really do with the code, right? If you're not able to spend time on writing code, you can definitely take support. The other thing it can do, I just want to highlight that is, if there is a problem with that code, right? So it can also identify the errors, then you can debug and really fix the code using the model itself, right? So because it can help you in even debugging and fixing that error as well. Okay. So with that, I think I just want to share a couple of more things, right? And normally, the data set here, whatever we picked is like a very simple data set with only limited columns and stuff like that, right? And this data set also is cleaned for you. This has very good data. There are no problems with this data, right? So that's why you see some of these plots, really good plots here. But in a real life scenario, the data sets will not be like that, right? So you will have much more, you'll have complex data sets, you'll have much more problems with those data sets. I just want to take like 2 more minutes to explain in a real data set what happens, right? This data set is about building energy consumption, right? So think of this like your house or your office building where you have a energy meter, right? Which is just every minute you are capturing the data in the energy meter and then storing it. Now you want to understand what happens with those buildings, right? With the office building or something like that. So when you normally collect data like this, this is what happens. You will not have data throughout the year. For some months, if you see in this particular data set, for April 2018, in 2018, 3 months data are missing, right? In 2017, July data is missing. for some of the days the data is missing, right? So you will see problems like that. That's how real data sets are. And I just want to show a few more plots that we have done earlier. So this is the kind of plot that you can see, right? When you draw this data, like a line chart or whatever, you can see those large gaps. That is because the data is missing for those weeks or months, right? Then this is the next set of analysis that you can do. What is that you can understand here? So this particular chart, for example, this is a bar chart. The energy consumption, so how much power is used, right? So that is your bars, the blue colored bars. The temperature on that day, right? How the temperature varied on that day, that is your orange color ones. You can, so because you would kind of draw this, you will be able to make some conclusions, right? So that's where the insights are coming from. Whenever the temperature is on the lower side, if it is very cold, the energy usage is higher. Whenever the temperature is also higher, the energy usage is higher. So, so if the temperatures are lower, you will have to run your heaters, right? When the temperatures are higher, you will have to run AC, right? Air conditioning. So that's why the energy usage is higher. If the temperature is typical, then energy usage is in the normal side, right? Those are all the things you will be able to understand by drawing these plots. That's why visualizations are very, very important. But I'm just showing you some of this from a project that we did earlier, sample project that we did. This is how we kind of do our analysis and then try to showcase the results. And these inputs are mainly used for next set of things, right? So for building a machine learning model, for forecasting. So for all of those things, this kind of analysis is important. Maybe I'll take a pause here. We can go back to this. So we have shared 2 notebooks, right? So we have 40 more minutes now. So we have 2 notebooks. One is called IPL dataset. This IPL dataset has data related to IPL, right? So we have successfully downloaded this data already. So these 2 notebooks are with you, right? Now maybe we will be able to divide into break rooms. So there are 2 notebooks that I have created already. You can just import those notebooks into your Colab. Maybe like just click on upload notebook and then point the notebook to this IPython notebook. Then it will directly upload. So then you can run these few cells already, right? Just click on these cells. It is going to download this matches.csv for you. Then it is going to load this matches data. This is the IPL season 2017 matches, right? You can kind of understand this data, like umpires, who was the player of the match, how many runs was scored, right? I think it's a very good, interesting data set that you may want to analyze. So now you can start typing the code from here. There are some, for example, there are some categorical variables. There are some date variables, right? Runs scored will be a numerical value. Wickets will be a numerical value. So you can take this data and try to analyze. So this is one notebook we have created. You can just run the whole thing. It is automatically going to download this content from this link, right? So there is a GitHub where this data is already available. Let me just run this out. Yeah. So now you have the data set, you can start analyzing this. Right? There is one more I just want to show. I created 2 notebooks just for this purposes. There is another exercise notebook called World Happiness. This is a different data set. this also has world happiness data. Don't worry about this Kaggle download. You can just skip this. Instead, go ahead with the GitHub download. Only click on these cells, right? Don't worry about this one. Let's click on this. Because I'm opening too many sessions, it's trying to optimize. So we have already written the code to kind of download this data for you.
Yeah,
Just go
that's
only
not
with
an
this
issue,
GitHub
sir.
download.
We will also just give them an overview because many of them will not be familiar with the GitHub integration and all. So we will put them in the breakout rooms and let them do this.
Okay.
And before that, also I will also give a short overview. Also,
Sure,
we'll
sure.
put them,
Okay.
and you can also inspect in the. So before going to the breakout rooms, let me give a short exercise also, like how. Mr. Venugopal has explained it here. He has just went to the research. Let me tell you how Collab works now. Okay, I'm just sharing my screen here. And Venugopal sir, you can also please go to all the breakout rooms once it has got enabled. Okay.
Sure, sure, sure.
Just hope my screen is visible to all of you. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, fine. So let me tell you how Google Colab works now. Okay, so as an expert resource person, he has explained all the nuances, but you should know where to save those files and everything. So by just opening it up, you can just go ahead. Okay, so let me open it up from the scratch here, and you can understand. Okay, you can see here. You can just go into collab.research.google.com. Google.com. You can go here. And if you have the notebooks already, you can go ahead. Or if you are going to create it newly, means just give it as a new notebook here. Okay. Just you go to the new notebook. You may see here, and Mr. Venugopal has did everything excellently in a single window itself. You can create everything. But for the basic thing, I'm just going to give you how you are going to make it as an individual file. For example, if it is showing here, it is an untitled file, means you can always rename it as a marketing research. Okay, if you save this as a marketing research, it will be automatically saved in your drive. For example, in your Google Drive, if you want to go here, you just see in your Google Drive, there is something called collab notebooks. You can see, right? So whatever the files you have saved, it will be automatically saved inside the collab notebooks, and you can see all the files are always available. So this is the way you need to locate where you have kept it. So whatever you have renamed it, the renamed updated name will be shown. Or if you made it as untitled one, it will be showing it as a untitled only. Or if you want to open it a new already used notebooks, means you can go there like open notebook. The reason notebooks will be available here. You have to see like this. Okay. So before running the Mr. Venugopal's Google Colab notebooks, just run this first, and then you can run. Okay. So this is somewhat he has taught the basic very good, and let me see a basic multiplication subtraction first, and then you run all the Professor Venugopal's post over there. So I'm just giving a very small one here. You can see my screen here. Hope this is visible to all of you. Okay, so there are two numbers, number one and number two. Okay, it is phi and of phi. So I'm just asking the Google Colab to do the addition of number one plus number two. I'm just making it num1 plus num2. Subtraction is number one minus number two. Multiplication is number one into number two. So to the Google Python environment, we have defined it. What are the numbers? We defined what to do, and finally we are asking it to display the results. This is what Venugopal has also explained you. Uh, finally, we can print the results by print addition, means this number addition will be displayed. Print subtraction means the subtraction will be displayed. Print multiplication means the multiplication will be displayed. You can see the output. 5 plus 5 is 10. 5 minus 5 is 0. 5 into 5 is 25. This is how your Google Colab works. And you can save this as a simple file. You can keep it up and you can download this file always. You can see here there's a download option is available here. File, download it as IPYNB. You can download like this and you can send this file to your friend. They can simply open it up in the Google Colab. So what you can do is you can run this program. I'm just copying this simple code and pasting it in our Google call, I mean, Zoom messaging window itself. I'm just going to put it in the chat box. You can paste it there. And then you can go and run all the Venugopal's notebooks and everything. So let me put all of you in the breakout rooms now. Okay, just a minute.
Sir, how to run line by line, sir, this code?
Sir, you just
Previously searched for
you
now,
just
something.
copy this and paste it directly in the collab and press the run button, sir. You no need to run line by line.
Actually, I never used the sir, Google Code. Actually, I used Anaconda and other. I
No,
mean,
no issue, sir. It is very simple only, sir. You can do it.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, madam.
Sir, basically, maybe this question at this point is I don't know whether to ask or not. Sir has explained very well regarding the Python code and all. But sir, definitely using of Python for the bibliometric analysis purpose, I think we will be made us explain on this maybe in future sessions, sir, right?
Bibliometric analysis can be run using R script, madam. Maybe in the second session, Professor Venmarklam is going to explain that.
Okay.
That
So,
is
but
also.
okay. But sir, the code, like sir has given us, already you have given us the code. For example, if I want to use anything else, like maybe any other variable and all, so like from where we can extract the codes as a very layman which don't have much idea on technical or coding language. What is
That
this?
is not a issue, ma'am. That is what Venugopal has explained you. You can generate the code using AI. It is an option is there. Now, so many AIs
In the
are there.
below it
You
was
can
showing, sir.
yes. You can tell the scenario. You can generate the code,
Okay.
copy and paste. That's we call it as a vibe coding. So ethically, you can use the research for generating the code. We can use as of now.
Sir, what is this GitHub? What is that, sir? Can you throw light on that?
Uh, GitHub is a platform where you can use the API. I think Venugopal sir, you can explain this.
Yeah. So, see, GitHub is a publicly available source code management tool, right? I don't know, maybe I'm throwing a lot of jargons now. See, what happens is you want to, so for example, I write some code today, right? I have like 3 files and I make changes to those files after a week, right? I removed 5 lines from the already existing code. I added 4 lines, right? So now the first one that I created is version 1. The second one I created is version 2, right? Each one of these versions we have to manage somewhere. So this is where GitHub is coming into play, right? So it's like a publicly available version control mechanism for your code base. So if you want to know what changes you made, whether you removed few lines, whether you changed those lines, code lines, you will be able to track all of that using GitHub. Right? You can also store your data there, right? So that's why GitHub is there.
Now, Professor Anu, sorry to interrupt. Venugopal sir, you can finish.
Yeah, sure. So if you have to learn more about it, just ask again, right? Like GitHub. Sorry, what is GitHub and why is it used? You can go to perplexity.ai. Perplexity is a simple generative AI powered website where you can ask these kind of questions. It will give you like very good answers.
Okay.
I'll also post the link there. Chat window.
Okay. Now, Professor Anu will show you a very simple R exercise as we are supposed to give both R and Python basics. So I will just give you the Python script here. Same like Professor Anu also will run the R script now basic. Then you can go to breakout room and do it. Okay, Professor Anu.
Yeah. You're able to see my screen, everyone? Am I audible?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah,
Please.
yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So please open RStudio. Okay. Just double click on your RStudio and open the software.
Ma'am, your screen is not visible yet, I think.
My
Is it?
screen is not visible?
I don't know. Maybe I might be wrong. Can somebody else say, but not visible yet?
Visible for
It
me
is-
actually.
I think it
Visible.
is visible. That's her screen is visible.
Visible, but
It's
if
visible,
you
it's
go
visible.
to the screen, if you are staying in the Zoom environment itself, it is mirroring.
It's blurry.
No, it is mirroring, not blurring. Yeah.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
So kindly double click and open the RStudio software.
No, actually, you have to share your entire screen because only your Zoom screen is we can see, not the R1.
Yeah, that's why I said.
Okay, okay. I'll share my entire screen. Give me a
Yeah.
minute.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sharing my entire screen now. Okay. This is my entire screen sharing now. So please double click on RStudio and open the software. Okay. After that, you have to click on File. So if you click on File, you can see New File R script. Okay. So just click on R script.
Madam, your video is not visible, madam, please.
What about now?
Yes, it's now visible, ma'am.
Okay, okay. So please click on File, New File, R script. Okay, that's how you open a new script. Okay, so after that, just type 5 plus 5. We'll see addition first, okay? Just type 5 plus 5. After that, select the line and click on Run. See, output will be visible down. Okay, you're able to see the output in the console down.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes,
so this is how you do addition in R. Okay, now imagine if you want to do a subtraction.
Ma'am, sorry to interrupt. Ma'am,
Yeah.
can you please repeat the step once?
Yeah, just click on File, New File, R script. Okay, so you will get a script like this, an empty white window. After that, just go there and type. For example, if you want to do a subtraction. So just type 5 minus 5 and click on Run. See, output will come in the console. You're able to see my console? This is my console, see? So output will come in the console down.
5 plus 5, 10 is displaying. 5 minus 5, 0 is displaying.
0 has come. Okay. Now, imagine if you want to type a text using print statement. All of you are aware about print statement, no? What is print statement? Whenever you want to print a text, for example, print hello world, just type no, print, open bracket, double quotes, hello. Okay, and just select that line alone and click on Run. See, hello has come in the console. All of you got that? So the use of print statement in Python is to print whatever text we have given inside the print function. Okay. Now, let's move on to variable. So a variable is a container for storing data value. For example, if you want to declare a variable in R programming. For example, if you want to declare the variable name. So just type name, okay? Then less than symbol followed by a dash. This is known as assignment operator in R, okay? So variable name is name here. Then we have assignment operator. In double quotes, I'm just giving some random name. For example, John. Okay. So what is a variable? Variables are like containers for storing data value. Okay. So here the variable name is name and I've given the value or the text as John. Okay. Now I want to print it. Okay. So let me go for a print function. Okay, if you click type print itself, print will come with R. Okay, so I have to give name here because the assigned variable name is name only. Okay, just select the 2 lines of code. Okay, and click on run button.
Ma'am, will you please zoom out your screen, ma'am?
1 minute. Laptop got stuck.
No, actually, in the R environment, we cannot zoom out, I think so. Is it possible to zoom out, or you can show
I'm
the code in
actually,
the notepad, and
yeah,
then you
I'll
paste?
just copy this one in chat box so that you can copy and paste it. You got the code?
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Just copy and paste it.
You
Okay.
can zoom in from your side also. If you press Control button and you can mouse scroll up,
Yeah,
it
yeah,
will
I'm
zoom in
doing that.
for you. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm doing that. But unfortunately for our programming, it is not working.
Yeah, I'm
Okay. So
I'm
I'll
telling
just
it for others. Yeah.
okay.
So they can also do it by themselves.
Okay. Okay. Shall we assign another variable also? For example, my another variable name is age. Okay. So I'm giving age here, then assignment operator. Assignment operator is nothing but less than symbol followed by a dash. And whenever you go for a numbers in R programming, you don't have to use a double quotes. Directly you can type the number. Okay. For example, I'm just giving a dummy number as age. Okay. Then I'm again using print function. Okay. So print of age. Okay, then select this 2 lines of code and just click on run. See, age is 40. There is another way. If you don't want to use print function, if you just want to call the variable alone means just type age here. Okay, and just click on run. See, again same output you got. Okay, so this is
Okay,
how
now shall
we
we put
work
them in
with
the breakout room,
variable.
madam, for 15
Yeah.
minutes? You just copy all the scripts and give it to them.
So just give me a minute. I'll just share them with a sample histogram code in the chat box so that they can run it. Okay. So this is the code for histogram. Okay. I hope all of you are aware about histogram. So I've just pasted the code in the chat box. Okay. So you can copy and paste it. You'll get the output. The dev.new function is to open in a larger plotting window. That's it. Okay. And we have used a histogram function here, and I've also called a grid function for a better visualization. That's it, okay? And manually, I have assigned the values to the vector here using a combine function. Okay? So I shared the code in the chat box. I hope all of you got the code. Just copy and paste it in a tab and just run it. Okay? R script and run it. Yeah, Murali, sir. You can assign them to the breakout room.
Yeah, I'm just assigning all of you in the breakout room. It's only a small exercise because experts want to do it. I'm just assigning 45 breakout rooms. So you can choose your own room. Just check the Excel sheet. If wrongly it has mapped, you can go to your own rooms. Okay. Hope the breakout room is showing to all of you.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you can go to your own room. You can discuss and you can do. Okay.
So few of them are unsure how to join in the breakout room. Can you
Yeah.
just show them? Yeah.
Are you all able to join in the breakout rooms?
No, sir.
No, sir.
I think many are joining. Am I right?
Yeah.
I don't know how to join this.
See, there is a more. I mean, if you see 3 dots, right? So 3 dot and more button. There are multiple options below your screen, right? So if you
can
just
press
click on those
join.
more, click on breakout rooms, and then from there you can join.
Many they have joined. No issues, sir. For many it is new only. You can slowly join. No issues.
Sir, how to identify that which room is good for me? I mean, I don't know.
You
Because
belong to which department, Rosa?
I'm a layman, sir. I belong to management department, and I it's very difficult for me to understand all this coding and all that in a one first
No,
go.
no problem, madam. Being this is the first session, it will be like that only. Don't worry, we will make you familiar in one or two sessions. Okay, many are not familiar. We are going to make you familiar. That's all.
Okay. So which room should I join?
There are many management rooms are available, ma'am. Can you check the Excel sheet I sent you?
Let me check. It's on the WhatsApp group, sir.
Where you sent that?
In the WhatsApp I sent you as live.
WhatsApp.
You may see room number 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Anything you can join.
Sir, I went to room 22, sir. Nobody was there, so I came
Excel
back.
is not there, sir, in WhatsApp group.
Sir, in WhatsApp group, I have shared it as a live link, sir. Please check it. If not, I will send you again also. Okay.
Please send again, sir. It is not.
It is not visible for me also. I mean, there's no Excel sheet here.
You have to scroll it up. It is there.
Okay.
It is
Just
there, madam. So I
yeah,
will
yeah, yeah.
message
Yeah.
afterwards. Can you see now? I
Yeah,
will
it's there, there,
Can you
yeah,
see
yeah.
now? Participants, please don't worry because in some of your groups, some will not be there. If that is the case, you can go and join somewhere. They might be absent for the session. Okay. This is a simple code. You please run and see. That's all. Venugopal sir, you can see, go to one or two rooms and you can see.
Yeah. I just tried join one room.
Yeah, fine, sir. We will also come to one or two rooms and we'll see. We'll help you. Okay.
Sure.
Dr. Monica Sharma, do you feel any technical issues in joining?
Sir, actually, I'm looking for my name here in the sheet. Actually,
You belong to which stream specialization?
management only.
Management. You can go to 21, 22, 23, any room, madam.
Yeah, yeah.
Don't.
It's finance. Actually, I mentioned, na. So it is showing me. Actually, my area of expertise is finance only. So I can join 29.
Yeah. It is your wish, ma'am. We have just made you easy. That's all. You can go ahead. Yeah.
Okay. 29.
There is no rule of thumb. You can create your own.
Okay.
How to join, sir?
Press join button, sir. It will be there as a join. You go to more, you can see breakout rooms, sir.
Yes, sir. We final breakout room limited. Okay. More.
Somebody should be there, sir. If no one is there, don't go to that room. Go to the room, someone is there.
Sir? Sir? Hello, sir?
Hello.
Yeah, sir.
Human resource
Sir,
management.
do you have any query?
Yeah. Madam, I tried to install the R Studio. It got installed, but when I try to open, it says error. You need to have some other, choose R installation.
Okay, ma'am. Then you have to install both R installation as well as R Studio. Okay, I'll share you the link again.
Okay. R Studio I did, madam. Now it's saying install R.
Yeah. That's okay, ma'am. I'll share you the link. Okay, give me a minute.
Yeah.
Okay, Dr. S. Priya Reddy, Kalasari, Bharati Devi,
Madam, you're putting in the chat, madam.
Yeah. I'm going to drop it in the chat box only.
Thank you.
Okay, sir. I'm not.
The problem happens because you have to install both R Studio Desktop as well as R Studio. In few of the versions, that conflict will be there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
So you have
in
to
the
install
link
both. Okay. So you have to install both. I've shared you the link in the chat box. I'm going to share you the main link also. If you go and click on that, you'll be able to understand. If you have already installed RStudio means please install R for desktop alone.
So, madam, so in the link that you just gave, cran.studio, RStudio,
Yeah.
I have to do download R for Windows.
Yeah, download R for Windows. And when you click on that, you go and click on install R for the first time.
First time, okay.
Yeah.
And it's asking download R file 4.5.1 for Windows.
Sorry,
Again.
ma'am.
Sorry, after the
Yeah, download R. That's a version, ma'am. RStudio version. Okay, so download R 4.5.1 for Windows. Just click on it. So an exe file will be downloaded.
After this, it should work, or any other thing I have to install?
No, that's enough. That's enough. Because in few systems, we have to install both RStudio as well as RStudio desktop also. Only when both are there, you'll be able to fetch the libraries from CRAN. That's why.
Understood.
Okay.
And the original thing also, and do you want to customize the startups option? No need, right?
No need, ma'am.
Ma'am, in my room, no one is there. My room number is 18.
18, ma'am. Then you can come out and go for... No, ma'am, not joined. Few of them have not joined. That's why. Then you can go to some
Actually,
other...
I have come out because I couldn't able to find anyone there. So
actually, we have assigned
I
also
returned back.
Sheba D and Suraj Shegar, but they have not joined. So you can come out and go to some other room, ma'am. Maybe you can go and join in room number 17.
Nobody will reply to our questions and in chat messages.
Sir, what is your question, sir?
From where we can download the R full projects for practice.
Yeah, practice data sets are available there only, sir. When you go to that CRAN thing, you can see.
No. I'm not talking about data sets. I am talking about R projects in which you have data sets, scripts, and outputs.
Sir, actually, as of now, this breakout room, we have shared only Python codes, but we'll be sharing with you few R scripts after this session. Don't worry about it.
I think, ma'am, you are not getting my point. I am just asking from where we can get free R projects, full projects.
You want full projects, R projects?